there's a very important thing to be regarded in life in order to, shall we say, maximize your prosperity. Okay. And it is this it's that you see, every one of us, this is actually an important point, is that you see, there's a perfect path that's been prepared for every one of us. And it has to do with how, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and how He is a God of order, and how, in the beginning, or basically in when creating, and creation is going on right now too. Um, God geometrized perfectly, ordering everything aright from the very beginning and permanently, actually. So, what this equates is that for every person, there's actually a different path. That's why everybody's life is a little bit different. That's why every person, every human being looks a little bit different, has a different sounding voice, fingerprint, um, eye, and so on and so forth, right? Now, where it becomes very important to be on the proper path is also in the area of business and attaining legitimate and good financial wealth. Now, why am I saying this? Because if you look into how to become financially wealthy these days, right, there will be a lot of videos, and they'll say, oh, you should start an e-commerce business, an online, commerce business, or you should become a doctor, or this person here is, does, trading and has become a millionaire, and potentially is going to be a billionaire, and they offer a training program. Well, just because this person became financially wealthy doing this, or that person became financially wealthy doing that, it does not equate that that is the way that you will become financially wealthy. What this has to do with then is that every person has particular blessings and automatically available and divinely predestined and provided, yeah, talents, certain abilities. Some people are very good artists, other people are very good doctors. This is all a result of and identifiable via your life cycles that you're actually the life cycle, your unique life cycle, based on when you took your first breath, when you were born, your birthday, right? And so then every person has different skills automatically that should be utilized legitimately to serve God and our fellow, human beings, and to prosper also. So somebody is going to become wealthy, you know, in, let's say, if we're talking about like financial wealth and business, right? Because that's important. We got to have enough, financial wealth. It's really important. Somebody, yet listen, wisdom is even more precious and valuable than that. So if you operate wisely, you already are wealthier, and you're permanently wealthy, and you're richer than rich forever too. And so are we, and so should you. And I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so um, I'm doing it. I'm living it. Thank God Almighty. Okay. Yet look, the proper choice of profession, right? It actually is important. At age 38, I can look and I can see, I really should have chosen a particular profession, right? That I would have been, and that I'm predestined to be very good at. Okay, I can still make that change. And everything happens for a reason. So there's no necessity to go and look at your life in retrospect and say, I should have done this or that. No, everything is fine how it is, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Yet we have to also make the right decisions, even in terms of profession and choice of like occupation and so on, that are, we have to make the decisions that are the wisest. And if we do this, we're the wealthiest and the healthiest all the time. more and more. Okay. Well, the problem is that nowadays it's very confusing for a lot of ones because you look at, like, if you look on the internet, okay, how to become a millionaire. Well, there's a million different people with different stories and recommendations on how to become a millionaire. But one has to remember that that's how they became a millionaire. So this person who's a businessman became a millionaire by being a businessman because he's good at business. You might be better at being a humanitarian, and you might become a billionaire as a humanitarian. So it's like you got to pay attention to how the universe is ordered to right and make choices, make the right decisions in life with wisdom, and by regarding and paying attention to the life cycles that you're in, right? And then also making the right choices that will work the very best for you in your life based on when you were born and your birthday and your soul personality and certain strengths that you have and so on. For example, I was just born to be a teacher, okay? I actually am a teacher. And as you may notice, it's just like pretty much everything on this channel, every video I make on YouTube is some type of instructions and teaching and communicating of important knowledge and wisdom to basically assist and then like educate and help everyone as much as possible to prosper and benefit legitimately to the maximum, right? It's just an inherent automatic human nature. This is just like, I guess if you see me and you see my channel and you see what I do, you'll see that this is what he is, this is what he does, and I don't even have to do anything. For me, it's just like automatic. What I'm doing right now is what I do best, basically. And that is actually something that exists as a profession. It's a teacher, right? Primarily, I'm actually a languages teacher, right? By profession, actually, by real world occupation, right? Most of the time, whenever possible. Yet, by nature, by my very nature, I'm a teacher. Okay, it just comes naturally, automatically, right? So if I make this my profession, then I made a good choice because it's not even like I'm working. I'm just being who I am, and I'm also benefiting from that financially and doing good, hopefully, right? So we got to make choices. See, you know what I'm talking about. People out there, listen. Another way to do this is to look and see, okay, have you ever seen somebody doing something where you realized, wow, that is the ultimate. That person is like the greatest. The work that they do, the things that they stand for and that they do, they're just absolutely, that is so wow. Right? That's something that quote unquote resonates with you because that's what you're about. So that's why some people, they become doctors. So other people are artists and they just love that. And they do that and they are millionaires at it or getting there or more than that. It exists, okay? It's because you're doing the right things that you were created for. It's your calling, okay? So we got to choose wisely. We got to choose professions wisely so that we really benefit because it's like one's service should be proportionate to one's blessing. So then if you're born to be a teacher, you should be a teacher because that's what you're, divinely provided and equipped with to be. If you're born to be a doctor, you should be a doctor or a healer even in the first place, right? How about being healed or being chayil before even having to go to a doctor, right? Or like, this is a thing that makes a huge difference, my friends. If you're in the right field of work where you have the divine ability to excel in automatically, it isn't even like work. It's just like you're living your purpose and you're benefiting and others also benefiting from that, right? You're doing the maximum amount of the highest good that you can. And, so then life is very easy. You're very wealthy easily. It's almost, wow, if it's difficult to become wealthy financially, then you have to change your strategy and what you're working on. Because if you're doing the right thing, it's like I said, the Creator prepared a perfect path for every one of us to go on. And if we go on this path, it just all works magically and it's divinely blessed. It is as I am saying. I know because I do it. One has to pay attention to the life cycles that one is in and live in harmony with them as much as possible. And in doing so, what happens is the most magnificent, plus perfect, and steadily, positively, increasingly very good experience. That's how it works.